Yes, 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 yes. Oh man, you two. Could you restart it?
Nah, we live, bro.
Yeah, but sometimes with the lives, you can't stop it and then no.
Nah, we're live. It's all
Yeah, but
good.
can't. No, 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 no. I know I'm asking, but just real quick. So when you live, remember, how does a person cut the live off then?
You press end broadcast.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying sometimes like that, it wouldn't be wise to like end broadcast and then restart
Nah,
it again.
nah, it's natural. They're hearing us now. It's like if we was live on IG.
All right, all right, all right. Got you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Just I got a phone call. I had to clip that. What's good though, man?
Yo, man, it's Friday. I can't believe it. You know, we going at it all day long, man. All day, every day. March Madness fever. I feel like I'm
Oh
left out
man.
because I'm just trying to keep up.
Listen, I don't think nobody can keep up with March Madness. It's just
Right.
something like that is just fun to watch. You just let it play out how it play out and just enjoy the moment.
Mm-hmm. How about for you? So you getting caught up in March Madness or
Yeah, a little bit. I took down some notes, but I caught a couple of the games. I just want to point out some of the games that stuck out to me. Like I said, some of the games is kind of gonna be a blowout, but number 15 Princeton beating number 2 Arizona. Uh, that's what March Madness is about. Every year we get 2, 3 Cinderellas that's just gonna knock somebody off. Duke, who's number 5 right now, they beat number 12 Oral Roberts. They beat them handily, 51-74. But the kid Roach had a big game for Duke. He had 23 points. Also, what stuck out, number 4 Tennessee beating number 13 LA Lafayette, 58-55. Remember, Tennessee doesn't have their star point guard, New York City's own Sakai Ziegler.
shout
So
out to
that was a
Guy
yeah, big
family?
shout out to Kai. Yes, sir. So that was a big win for Tennessee. And another game that stuck out. 13 Furman beat number 4 Virginia 68-67. So for me, those are the games that kind of stuck out. The other games, I didn't really want to even mention the scores of anything because you know kind of what was going to happen. But hey man, NCAA March Madness is one of the best times of the year as a sports guy
Right.
or sports female. Either way, I love it, man. I love it. I just love the action. I love the intensity, and like I said, you never know. Your thoughts?
Um, I'm more basketball. I mean, I don't want to make it political, but I've always been like never big on NCAA. But I think it has to do with the fact that I didn't know about like the way the gamblers and people going to school. Like people having like their older brothers, their cousins, they'll fall. They have their own squads and everything. So I never had a squad in college. Like I tried to root for Florida State because I was a big Dion fan. Like
Right,
I
right.
tried it, and then nowadays I think certain things just stand out to me. Like think I just seen someone saying Duke might be the best, most like I guess most popular franchise in college basketball. That got to be
Yeah,
the case.
I can agree. Yeah, between like Duke, North Carolina, Kentucky, those are up there with as far as like the most popular. Yes, I can agree with that.
And then with that upset of Princeton over Arizona, I think to me that's a big deal because growing up, even though like there's certain things that stand out, like Kevin Durant stood out to me just not being a fan, just being a totally casual college fan. And then Princeton beating Arizona is crazy because the Princeton offense is infamous. But coming up, that was before my time, way before my time. But and
Right,
when it was
right, right.
created, but Arizona was some of the best basketball players of all time have gone to Arizona. So for Princeton to beat them is like, damn,
Yeah,
wait a minute, what's
yeah,
going on here?
yeah.
And so things like that stand out to me.
Yeah, well, the Arizona, that was a very big loss because in the NBA, Arizona has a lot of great NBA prospects. Like the list can go on and on and on. So that was a huge upset. But NCAA, I love it. I always watched it. It's just that I just became so much of an NBA junkie that I don't watch it as much. But I was a huge St. John's fan, being from New York. Remember Ron Artest, the Chris Mullin, Mark Jackson. So but throughout the years, even when Felipe went there. So Felipe Lopez. So even throughout the years, I always watch it. But man, listen, St. John's, we haven't been good. Man, I don't remember last time we was good.
And the
Probably
crazy
since Eric Barkley might have went there, we was still half decent. But yeah,
Omar
we've been
Cook.
terrible. Right, Omar Cook as well. Yes.
I used to bump into them because they used to live, their campus used to be around my way where the players stayed at. So I should say. And that's another reason why I guess New Yorkers maybe that's not an option for us because we have so many sports. And then the Big East, people don't understand. Like the Big East was big time here. I'm pretty sure it was. I don't even know if it was as big as in the South because the South sports is religion. But over here, the Big East was a thing. It to me, it was as big as the New York Knicks. All that was 90s basketball. We always talk about that. But that's a great point you made. St. John's, the last time that they were being good was really the only reason why it was relevant to me because, like I said, I would bump into the ball players at the supermarket, so it felt more real. Definitely.
Yeah, but so just real quick, I want to run off some of the top college players, that's going to the draft. That's like top 10. So you have Brandon Miller, small forward from Alabama. You have Jarvis Walker from Houston. I hear a lot about him, power forward. You have Cam Whitmore, Villanova. He's a small forward. You have Nick Smith from Arkansas, point guard. Kenyatta George, shooting guard out of Baylor. You have Anthony Black, another Arkansas shooting guard. You have Grady Dick, from Kansas, shooting guard. You have Taylor Hendricks. He's from UCF, a power forward. And you have Cason Wallace, Kentucky point guard. And you have Kyle, it's hard to pronounce his name, Filipowaski from Duke. He's a center. Now, we all know who's going to be the number 1 pick, Wabinyani. But it just goes to show you college still has a lot of great talent, a lot of great players. And then also some of the favorites, a lot of their favorites right now to win the NCAA is Houston and Kansas. Even though number 2 UCLA, number 2 Texas, number 2 Arizona, number 5 Duke should be the favorites. But a lot of people on their brackets, a lot of fans, right now they have Houston and Kansas as their top pick to win the whole NCAA tournament. So it just goes to show you how March Madness, how it's all over the place, but it also makes sense. And that's what drives everybody. Like you said, the gambling, just you never know what. Hey, man, March Madness, I love it. I love it.
So you put the monies behind Houston and other team you said?
In Kansas, yes.
In Kansas.
Yes.
That's crazy.
A lot of percentages, a lot of the fans, when they breaking it down in the brackets, a lot of people is going with Houston and Kansas.
People's champions this year in the tournament. What about I haven't heard you mention the Thompson twins, and I heard all about them earlier in the season, and they were like, you're not impressed?
I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not impressed. It's just, it's so much talent, man. It's crazy. And, I want to see what you do in the tournament. March Madness is similar to the NBA, meaning some players, they have to show and prove in the playoffs. A lot of these top 10, top 20 prospects, the 2 brothers you named, got to see what you do in the tournament. Remember, a lot of players make their bones in the tournament. Some guys you never even heard of, and then they go crazy in the tournament. Now they top 15, top 20 pick. So I believe in all these young men. But for me to put you over the top and say that you're going to be a good NBA player, I got to see what you do in the tournament. Now, if you kill in the tournament, get your team to the Final Four, the Elite 18, and you kill, then yeah, I'll give you some props. So right now, I'm just waiting for that.
To add to that, one of my biggest memories or a player that always stands out to me being an NCAA casual like myself, D Wade had like back-to-back triple doubles in the
Marquette, man. Yeah, his run was crazy.
Right, and again, that stands out because it was like, is he the real deal? And it made me watch him. I'm like, yo, he looks pretty good. To the point where he came to the league, I was calling him because LeBron, after the first week in the league, I was like, all right, he's the rookie of the year for me. But when I would watch more Miami Heat games and go, yo, he might be like the best point guard in the game on the low, just like a baby Braun.
We may have to do this maybe next show. for our opinion, top 5 greatest performances in the NCAA tournaments, and 3 sticks out, we would have to, of course, do our homework and go into the archives. But if we just talking what comes to mind, that D Wade run Marquette, of course, Steph Curry that run with Davidson, and I'm gonna be real, this might be number 1, Kemba Walker, UConn.
Homegrown.
Listen,
let me tell you, I was in the BX. Kemba and Kyrie got drafted the same draft, right? Same draft class.
Yes.
I mean, I was living in the BX. Like I said, people knew I was in the barbershop when Kyrie got drafted. I'm around, Kemba's way. They all knew Kemba and Kyrie. So when I saw that game-winning shot in the barbershop on 138th Street and Cypress Avenue, in the middle of the South Bronx, so they were going crazy because that was home turf. That experience for me was different.
Right, and when we talk about great moments, we're not talking about one game. We talk about throughout the tournament because, of course, Ray Allen, guys like Khalid El-Amin, like it's guys that had great games. But I'm talking about a great run where from the beginning of the tournament all the way to you either get to the Elite 8, the Final 4, and the championship. What stands out, D Wade Marquette, Kemba Walker UConn, Steph Curry Davidson. But once again, that's a topic that I think we need to discuss. We need to prepare. That may have to be a whole show.
And we can get some guests and everything because they know they'll just be way more informative. There's some guys online on Twitter, matter of fact. I got to go holler at them because they always, last year they did this after the tournament and they just prepped me for what was going on because I had no idea who was who.
Yes, but we need to, once it gets to the Final 4, I think that whole week, maybe we just stick to NCAA greatest moments, greatest runs, greatest games, and we just start talking about those things because, hey, man, NCAA is one of the March Madness is one of the most exciting, funnest times in sports, all sports history. Whether it's Super Bowl, NBA, whether it's soccer, whether it's, the World Series, hey, man, NCAA March Madness may be right up there or even better.
Definitely. I would think so.
Yes. So big shout out to all the young men, all the young women in March Madness. Hope you all win. Hope you all do your thing. And much love, man, from AllBallTV.
I sneak peeked a different topic by accident. But this came across the wire last night. I think it was Michael Jordan selling the Hornets, the Charlotte Hornets, the now Charlotte Hornets. So he wants to sell a majority stake of it, so he'll be a minority owner and basically put himself back in position where he was originally when he invested in the Hornets. And how does this stand out to you? What does it mean for you, for Michael Jordan, especially post-career? And I think what we talked about offline before, the legends in the game being in an authoritative figure in a corporation or an organization.
Him being my GOAT, some others may have LeBron, some others may have Kareem and Bill Russell, but it just seems like a lot of the greats are terrible at other jobs than playing basketball. Whether it's coaching, whether it's GMing, whether it's being an owner. I have a lot of respect for Michael Jordan on the basketball court. Don't know him personally. So I don't get into what people do off the court. That's none of my business. But on the court, he's been a horrific owner. Horrific. They get a lot of young talent coming through there, and it just seems like they can't get it right. He needs to sell the team. I don't even, just be an owner and step back and don't have nothing to do with anything. Like, don't sit down and don't sit on the bench with the players. Don't do any of that. Sit in the office and just figure out how to get the right people in place to run the organization, to get the right draft picks, to get the right players, to make the right trades and moves. But he doesn't need to be the face of the franchise. And that's the problem with the Charlotte Hornets. Michael Jordan being so godly, like as far as the sports, they don't even look at them as the Charlotte Hornets. It's Michael Jordan in the Charlotte Hornets. Right. It's the Jordan-owned Charlotte Hornets. So to me, that's a part of the problem. What do you think as far as the situation with the Charlotte Hornets and Michael Jordan?
Again, that's a major topic that I think maybe, say what we will, like you always say what you want about LeBron's decision, or decisions, he seems to have won, especially at the peak of his powers. And he's more of a, even Magic Johnson. I've always said I think Magic Johnson comes off as a better business guy than Michael Jordan. Because for Mike, I don't want to compare. I'm trying to count your pockets or nothing like that. But I think for Mike, he's such a big dynamic that it's like Nike. Just think about the branding power that those guys had in combination. Gatorade,
Right.
McDonald's, they're hiring the best people to market themselves. So it's kind of like how can you lose? No disrespect to him, because Michael Jordan's whole theme is I do nothing but win. So that's great. But Magic, to just look back at what he did, he had to sit down, and he said he didn't really read like that. When he went to go own all them Starbucks organizations, he did that, that was all brain power. That was all himself holding himself accountable. As a point guard, it's just as a brain, that brain of his is trying to make everyone better. So off the court, Magic just seems to be going in different directions. Look, he didn't stick around as a Lakers owner. He goes, yo, I'll do this for a little bit. I'll be a little minority owner, but let me just own the Dodgers for a little bit. Let me go do this. Magic just seems to have that magic touch in that way. And not to say he would have been a great coach, because the only one we saw was Larry Bird actually perform that, bring his team to the finals.
Yeah, that was half decent.
Yeah. But Magic just seems to be the guy that, I think is a personality thing. And with Jordan, it's like you could see it. To hover around over them, it does make a lot of sense where you can't get out of the way. You can't run it like it is the Bulls. This is not this, like his career, his playing career was like a movie. So when you're in charge of that, when you're the star of that movie, it's kind of hard to get that demand out of people when you're in a new movie and you're really a co-star. You're really not even,
Right.
you're a director. You're the owner of the film. We're not supposed to see you. So that's what, again, remember, Dirk and these guys really had an issue with Mark Cuban with him doing all that initially. So
like,
it's
listen,
it's a different ball game.
Like, really, you got to think about it. Think about all the great directors in movies, from Scorsese to Lucas, to the guy that made Lord of the Rings, to just all of them. You may have seen them 5 times in your life. In your life, think about it. We just found out it's a young black lady. Well, she's not young, but I say young. That's just my figure of speech. That is the director of Terminator and The Matrix. The point is, these people is hardly seen. When you're an owner, remember, we can say what we want about James Dolan. Right now, you barely see him. So, I just think the Hornets have to get from up under the Michael Jordan stamp. Because let me comment on something you just said. I kind of disagree a little bit with what you said with the comparison of the Magic and the Mike as far as business. Maybe Jordan doesn't, I'm not going to say don't care, but remember, Magic may want to do all these other business deals. Mike maybe don't want to do that. Remember, Mike still want to play golf. He may still want to do whatever it is. And then remember, I'm not trying to be funny, but the Jordan sneaker brand is bigger than whatever Magic did times 10. I'm sorry. I understand he has some part of the Dodgers and the Starbucks and the movie theaters, but let's be realistic. That Jordan sneaker, Michael Jordan doesn't have to worry about doing no other deals. He doesn't have to worry about doing anything else. So I just feel that it just seems like his persona is he still wants to be the Chicago Bulls Michael Jordan. And as a businessman, as an owner of a team, you have to do what's best for the team. And what's best for the team, you have to get out the way.
But see, and again, but that's my point. I think LeBron's only issue, and again, when you compare these guys, people just they go into stand-up mode. And I don't look at, me, neither one of us look at it like these are our idols like that. Like we're not fixated with them for life. But Magic just seems to know how to work with other people. He just has that knack for let me get out of the way. Let me put people in the right place. I mean, that fits his playing style perfectly.
No, you know what? You're right. Sorry to cut you off. I just want to forget the point. Magic style on the court shows off the court. Michael Jordan style on the court shows off the court.
Right.
Standoffish. I don't want to get too much into that, but you're correct. But this is what I'm going to say about LeBron. when it comes to the mind, these guys IQ very smart. But LeBron is a bad GM as well. So I just don't, it's sad to say a lot of these great superstars, LeBron's GMing when they let him do what he wants and bring in the players he wants and swap out whole teams. Listen, it don't look too good neither.
Right.
So,
but here's my thing, old ball. Magic was he talking to Gillian Wild? I forget where he was at. But he said, yo, that same work mentality that got me to $1 million in business, that's what's getting me to $1 billion. I don't change. So it's not that I don't have time for you when I say no. It's that, bro, I got to see how this fits. I just think that kind of like Michael Jordan is the Apple of basketball in terms of that perfect. And when you don't have these other people around you, it has to be almost perfect. The Nike thing, yo, how much that's Apple. So when you don't have that, it's going to look like the Charlotte Hornets. But when you do have it, it is the Jordan sneaker. You know what I mean? So, but with Magic, he just keeps striking Magic. Sorry for the pun, but the bad pun, guys.
But my opinion, and we don't have to stay too much on this topic. My point is, it's difficult to be wrong when you've been right for so long. So even going to Jordan with the baseball thing, disaster. Even with the Washington Wizards, disaster. Remember, we have to, on AllBallTV, we have to be fair. Understand he averaged 20 or something like that. They might have got to the playoffs, or they didn't, or almost got there. If I'm not mistaken, they didn't get to the playoffs, the Wizards. But it's like they made a little push. But that tenure with them, disaster. So Michael Jordan has to look himself in the mirror and just say, I'm not good at this. Let me find some people that are good at this. See, we have to not be afraid to be wrong and get the proper help. So if Jordan would get out the way, just be an owner, sit up in the box, and just let the guys do their job, I think they'll be fine. So I'm happy that hopefully his tenure with being the face of the Charlotte Hornets is over. I hope that's the case.
So I think we both came to the conclusion that he's looking for his Scottie Pippen in business.
Hey, man, great point. Yeah.
Shout out to Land of the Heartless 216. He's shouting out Ken. Is it how you say that? Kennesaw State. My former player is in the NCAA tournament. Hard work pays off.
Nice.
Flea Adams. Losing the black owner is gonna hurt. Big deal.
Yeah. Listen, but can we say this? I don't want to make anything racial. I don't care what race you are. If you're bad at something, you're bad. So yeah, losing the black owner is definitely going to hurt because that's a big step moving forward. But he's bad at it. He's bad at it. And sometimes in life, when you're able to admit you're bad at something and maybe get out the way, that just goes to show you, you're genius at times. Remember, a lot of people was afraid to say they wrong and just going to continue digging that hole. No. Hey, man, I'm not good at this. I gave it a shot. Like I said, hopefully we get another black man in there. But, yeah, that's definitely going to hurt. That was a great point. Who said that?
Flea Adams.
Big shout out, Flea Adams, man. And big shout out to your guy that's in the NCAA tournament, man. Shout out, salute to him. But that was a great point, Flea Adams. Great point.
Great point. That was Land of the Heartless, who's guys in the NCAA tournament.
Land of the Heartless, big shout. Yes.
Marcel Smith, I think that's our guy, Turbo. He's saying
Turbo. Yes, sir.
The Wizards didn't miss out on the playoffs. Bad at ownership or being bad at a GM, there's a difference, OG. Well, you got to hire the GM, and that's one thing. And number two,
he's bad at both.
Right. Exactly. What's up, Javier Coleman? Are we live? Flea, what's up? Oh, that's Flea.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, when it said Flea, yeah, I knew that. Come on, man, that's family. Yes, sir.
My bad, Flea. I should have known better. And I just want to take 15 seconds to really talk about, me and AllBall, we work really hard at this. So when we talk about Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson and just that style, it's like these are the conversations we have because he's a great conversationalist. I look at AllBall as a great conversationalist, and you see the following. I hope to be what he's doing, and I just, like he said, we don't back down from what we feel, and we take pride in this. Like even just setting this up right now, these are the kind of conversations we're having behind the scenes. regardless of what you
Yeah.
guys know. We trying to perfect this thing. And a part of that is, yo, are we in the way? That's the conversation, just to be real with y'all.
Yeah, yeah. So I just want to say thank y'all to everybody that support. Y'all got to remember, I thank y'all to be patient with us. Remember, this is literally our first week doing this. So of course we're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna fumble. We're gonna contradict. We're gonna remember, but that's what makes us who we are. Hey man, we 100% with this. We brainstorm this. We don't really do no notes. You already know. Pause. All this is off top of the head. But we appreciate everybody that tunes in, man. And like I said, you're all welcome. We literally trying to make this platform a real sports show. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at these times, 2 to 3. Tuesday, Knicks Talk, 12 to 1. And we invite everybody to come up. And like I said, man, if one of us make it, we all make it. So just be patient with us, because anybody that knows All Ball and All Ball Fabian, give us some time. It's going to be perfected, and it's going to be clockwork, man. But we put a lot of work into this, man. So we appreciate all the love and support. Thank y'all.
Yo, shout out to Flea. Y'all are amazing at this. Love what y'all doing. Yo, Flea, listen, it's things
Please
like
show nothing
that.
but love, man. Yes,
Yeah,
man.
that's nothing but oxygen in the tank. You guys don't realize that. You really don't. Like, that really means a lot. Can I join for a second, OG? Yo, Flea, at the end, we'll take all. You're all welcome at the end of the game.
Yeah.
We'll definitely announce that.
During rapid, what we do is let us get the 4 topics out, and then once the 4 topics is done during rapid fire, anybody can come up here, and then we can all go with it. Not a problem.
Yo, this one, Aaron Rodgers, we did it yesterday, but it seems like we thought it was a foregone conclusion that he was going to be on the Jets, on the New York Jets. And it seems like they're having a little bit of some turmoil here. I did want to read this out loud. Jets and Packers far apart on Aaron Rodgers' trade as negotiation details emerge. The Packers want more than a first-round pick as part of the base deal, multiple sources told Pro Football Talk, which reported Green Bay wants protection in 2025 should Aaron Rodgers suit up again in 2024. So those are a lot of, again, the political side of the spectrum. What are your thoughts now? I mean, we know you think he's a diva.
Yeah, you see me shaking my head. But real quick, before I get on that, I just watching some headline news reports. Ravens, Cowboys, and the Chiefs are among the teams showing interest in Odell Beckham Jr.'s in Odell Beckham Jr. I'm just trying to figure out how he doesn't have a job yet. I don't understand, but that's just another story. But Ravens, Cowboys, and Chiefs are showing interest in Odell Beckham Jr. Now let's get to Aaron Rodgers.
That does tie into Aaron Rodgers too, by the way.
Yes, but I'm over Aaron Rodgers. If I'm the Jets, business, it makes sense. You're going to sell out every game, headlines, front page, back page. So I get it. But Aaron Rodgers, at this point in his career, being 39, he's not the piece that's making you a Super Bowl contender. They still not the best. Forget in your conference. I'm talking about the way Aaron Rodgers is supposed to be is when he come to your team, you're supposed to be the best team in football, not in your conference. So him not doing that, him being a diva, him being low-key a headache, I'm over Aaron Rodgers. Once again, if you want to play for the Jets, what's the holdup? What's the holdup? Come out. I want to play for the Jets. Make the deal happen. Simple. That's it. Now, I understand the wish list. All players want to go somewhere and have things, go their way. You want to have the players you want. You want to have a chance of winning and competing for a Super Bowl. But with Aaron Rodgers, man, one Super Bowl appearance, couple MVPs, but time and time again, just terrible in the playoffs. So my opinion, like I said the other day, I'm just glad my Giants ain't got to put up with this. And if I'm a Jets fan, I'm drained and I'm over it, man. I'm over it. I'm over Aaron Rodgers. Is he great? Yes. Is he a great quarterback? Yes.
He's a legend.
I don't know about that. Hold on. I'm gonna let you go. Big shout out to Reggie Freeman. High five. We was on live about a week ago, and he said this: we got to stop throwing that legend word around so much. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is a legend anymore, because now I can.
Go there. Go heavy on this, because this is the one we're gonna disagree on. What makes a legend?
I can give you 5 quarterbacks that's better than Aaron Rodgers. And that one time, everybody had him damn near the GOAT. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Joe Montana. I'm taking Steve Young over him. Dan Marino. And I'm telling you right now, that young man in Kansas City is leapfrogging right over Aaron Rodgers.
Whoa, 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 whoa. All we live Flea's already disrespecting. You know how I feel. All ball, listen, Flea, you don't know me well enough to know that I love Dan Marino. Don't you ever question that man's legacy. He is a legend. Dan the man, he dropped in the first round the way that he did, and Miami got him. The way he rolled that team. Yo, he played 12 straight years without injury. He would have destroyed this era. And he was a little smug. He was a bit smug, like Aaron Rodgers.
Not a little. He was smug. Let's just be honest.
Right.
But I don't care about that. Go ahead.
Right. But there's still something to Dan Marino where there is a legacy behind him. It doesn't feel like it's his fault. It doesn't feel like, I don't think people wouldn't rally around him. There has always been, I forgot that Greg Jennings came out right after he left the Packers.
Yeah.
Rumblings, I am rocking with him. Again, you could disrupt the fan base all you want. You could disrupt the viewers all you want. You could never lose that locker room. There's plenty of quarterbacks that they lose the locker room. That's how you lose your damn job. Don't piss the defense off. So with Aaron Rodgers, but to me, he's still got to be a legend. To us, especially on that field. The people who are practicing to be quarterback right now, they're all practicing the same exact way how to throw that ball in the pocket and out the pocket like Aaron Rodgers. Very few have done what he did in the pocket, and especially rolling out. Patrick Mahomes is in that conversation. Tom Brady is somewhere in that conversation. It's not just about the numbers. It's the eye test and everything. Where he loses us and people like yourself as a legend, all these little missteps that it's not easy to take over the player empowerment movement in the NFL. That thing ain't easy. Tom Brady showed for whatever reason he can do it.
I didn't even name John Elway. I'm giving you 6, 7, maybe 8 quarterbacks better than him.
I don't know about better. I don't know if they're better, but John Elway's a better leader.
They are. Listen, all right. Like, what's the difference between better leader and just outperforming you on the field?
It's an intangible. Like I said, when that's why I said yesterday, I used to deny the fact that the quarterback is the most important position in sports, primarily because you don't play one side of the field and your job is to motivate them. You can't, Aaron Rodgers, it'll be tough for him to go talk to the defense a certain kind of way if they don't respect you like that. They throw their helmet at you or something like that. When you lose that respect, it's over for you. So you're responsible for that also. So someone like John Elway, we hear Shannon Sharp brag about him all the time. John Elway, even when he lost those 2 Super Bowls, before he won the 2 in the 90s, he was still great to me. That again, I've never used championships as that moniker, as that bar. It's always how do they carry themselves? What do they do? Was it just a fluke that they lost? I don't know. Aaron Rodgers, it no longer feels like a fluke, man. Your job is to energize that team. Hate to break it to you. Once again, they always make that position like damn near the apple pie or the face of the country. That's the responsibility that quarterback comes with. It's heavy. It's like being the president damn near.
Hey, listen, man. Big shout out to Aaron Rodgers. Yes, great talent, great quarterback. Yes. But now, when we talk about legends, this is just my opinion. What makes you a legend? Because if it's winning, if it's everything else, he doesn't have that. So what is our definition of legend? That may have to be another show as well. What do we define as legend? Because now, let's just all be honest. If we're going to be real and say, okay, the Jets getting him is a great business move, people going to want to watch. People going to pay to see. Jersey sales, front, back page newspapers. I get it. But him at 39, for the past maybe 10 years, yo, man, they underachieving. Every year they're in the talks of Super Bowl or even close to the Super Bowl, and they don't even get out the first round. How many? So I'm just saying, when we say legend, yeah, we could have been saying this 10 years ago. But once again, we have a young man named Patrick Mahomes over there in Kansas City that I told you this yesterday. In a couple years, Aaron Rodgers is going to be forgotten about. If Aaron Rodgers makes all this commotion, goes to the Jets, and don't go to the Super Bowl or don't win a Super Bowl in the duration that he's there, let's just say Aaron Rodgers got how many years you think Aaron Rodgers has to play football at a high level?
Right now,
Let's
2.
Yes, let's 2. I'm gonna give him 3 then. Let's say in the next 3 years, he'll be 42 years old. Let's just say he don't even get to the Super Bowl, no MVPs. What are we gonna now? What does his career look like?
He's still a legend. Is Brett Favre a legend?
Hell yeah.
Is Terrell Owens a legend?
Yes. Yes.
Ringless.
Yes.
Randy Moss is a legend.
Come on, man. One of the best to ever do it, bro.
My favorite wide receiver. So my point is that the winning factor.
All right, but let me ask you a question. The guys you just named, great point. Have you ever heard them talk about them how people talk about Aaron Rodgers?
Worse.
No. Meaning, this is what I'm saying. No. When people talk about greatest wide receivers, they're in that conversation, but we know who's the number one.
Yes.
Jerry Rice.
Yes.
My point is, some people 4 or 5 years ago, I've seen it on national live TV. 5 or 6 years ago, people were saying Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback they've ever seen.
Right. He was.
That's a lie.
No. Listen.
That's a lie.
Again, Dan Marino's my favorite ever. Tom Brady, all these guys. Drew Bledsoe. These guys were statues for the most part. What made these guys someone like a Dan Marino a legend because there was no audible. Give me the ball. Tom Brady, if there was audibles. Aaron Rodgers, once again, he stepped out of that pocket and was throwing the ball like he was in the pocket, bro. That was legendary. Patrick Mahomes is that with leadership. That puts him, forget legend, he's damn near teetering on godly level with Tom Brady and Joe Montana and them. That's the thing. When you can lead like that and you're that super special skill-wise, you're in a different category. So maybe me and shout out to Hammer Time. You guys know him as Hammer Time. Ryan, that's our guy. Right. Made a great point about the Hall of Fame in basketball. A lot of these guys should not even be in there. Because once we start questioning whether or not some of these new...
Hall of Fame is a joke.
Right. Once we start asking, like I asked you, is Jimmy Butler a borderline Hall of Famer? I think he's borderline, right? And Ryan made a good point and goes, yo, if T-Mac is in there for him, if T-Mac is in there, then this is a joke already. So why shouldn't Jimmy Butler get in there? Especially if T-Mac is first ballot. Just his opinion. And that makes a lot of sense when you talk about legends. Because Hall of Fame is attached to, that jacket is attached to legends. So when they did that to T.O., I didn't like that because don't take away what that guy was. Don't do that. He is the exemplary wide receiver. Shout out to Flea. He says, I think a player being legendary is extremely objective. We all believe Ed Booger Smith is a legend, but this generation doesn't even know who the legend is.
Great point.
I think you meant subjective, Flea.
But Flea, that's the problem. All right, prime example, like yesterday when we had Rockstar Mel on live, we was talking about somebody, a player, and he was like, Dr. J. He was like, yo, when we talk about small forwards, and when we named Dr. J, he was like, yo, I never seen him play. I'm saying in my mind, like, yo, you have to go watch that. So when great, what you just said, Flea, great. But the Aaron Rodgers thing, we have enough evidence. I'm saying, yes, he's a great player. Yes, he's going to go down as one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play, which now will go from maybe top 5 to top 10. And when we say legend, I'm saying now, why is he a legend?
Aaron Rodgers.
Yes. Today, I'm asking now, with all this hoopla, with all this commotion, yes, great talent. But how is he a legend? I'm sorry. Now I'm looking at him a little different. Once again, now, if you go to the Jets and you pull one of those off, remember, I'm big on you don't even have to win a Super Bowl. But if you get there in dramatic fashion, and let's say it goes down to the wire and you play your butt off, hey, man, and kudos. But I'm not going to keep going with decent seasons, not making the playoffs, getting bumped in the first round. Every year we come back, we talk a Green Bay Packers because they're a great organization. You one of the greatest quarterbacks. I'm over that talk. So, the Aaron Rodgers thing, let's stop making it a a shit show. Excuse my language. Let's stop making it like it's reality TV. Sign with the Jets, and let's get in the training camp and let's go for it. Simple. Let's make it about football. Stop making it about everything else.
And it's funny you say that because now he's retracing Brett Favre's steps. And I was going to say, so in your opinion, the last couple of years, Aaron Rodgers done threw some schmut on his own name. And Brett Favre started doing that with the Jets. We forget about some of these allegations. But the one thing, again, talking football, Brett Favre, he didn't make the Jets really too relevant besides all the headlines. But he damn near got that Minnesota Viking team to the championship. It was one play where they broke his damn ankle. Brett Favre, anybody can say whatever he wants. He has as many touchdowns and as many interceptions. It was ill to watch Brett Favre. I don't care who you are. That was fun. It was like he was like the Russell Westbrook of quarterbacks. It was just dope to watch him out there. He was purely talented and he had a gun on him. So when they say who would you rather want, Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre, I'm like, I get what you're talking about with Aaron Rodgers, but again, the quarterback position is like being the president. My man Brett Favre was out there being the craziest, most wild president of all time, and it was fun to watch him. So I understand what you're saying with him smutting his legacy, but he is still a legend, in my opinion.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to go with the Sacramento Kings win again after I done said they're gonna go to the finals. What's going on here?
What we do on here, we give props, man. We don't play favoritism. If you rolling, we gonna roll with you. Sacramento Kings is the real deal. Me being an older guy, I'm learning now you can't teach an old dog new tricks. We have to get out that mindset of just keep talking about the same teams, the same players over and over and over again. Why Sacramento couldn't beat a Phoenix or Clippers? Why? Because they have Kawhi and Kevin Durant. At one point, Kawhi and Kevin Durant was the new players. So remember, Sacramento is not my pick to make it to the chip, but I'm saying we have to start taking them serious. They got good coaching over there. They have an all-star. They have 2 all-stars that they should have had 2 all-stars. They have a real crew. They got a good bench. They playing basketball at a high level. And I think now, if you want, we can let Flea in on this one.
Okay.
I think Sacramento is the real deal. I'm sorry. I don't think they the Sacramento, the butt of the joke Sacramento that we've been seeing for the past couple years. I think Sacramento was the real deal, and they've been playing consistently this good throughout the whole season. That says something. They never dipped. They've been, look, sea level the whole season. They didn't go up and down. So I don't see how they can't compete for the Western Conference or the championship. Now, I don't have them as mine, but I'm starting to understand now what you've been saying. Sacramento, the real deal. I believe in them. I believe. I'm
trying to throw Are We Live Flea. If you can see that link in the chat, hit that link in the chat, Are We Live Flea, so you could jump in here and I could throw you on the screen. Again, like I said, for me in the Western Conference, I don't think Sacramento is supposed to win. Like I seen this with San Antonio and OKC 12 years ago. I had a brother with a close friend of mine. I mean, I had a bet with a close friend of mine, and he had the Spurs going in. And I think either Ginobili's elbow got hurt or something, but the Spurs were the best team. They were easily the best team. But I told him, I said, NBA ain't trying to let San Antonio go in there. They want them young boys in OKC versus the trio on the Miami Heat. And I think that's the only thing that could prevent the Sacramento Kings from getting to the championship. All We Live Flea is in the mix.
Yes, sir.
You told me,
man.
AllBall, Fabian,
yes.
my guys. You know,
Flea, what's good, baby? Oh man, hey man, the love is. Hey man, I feel the same way, my brother.
Listen to me. Anytime I'm on your platform, anytime that I'm talking and get an opportunity to chop it up with y'all, I'm gonna pay homage and show my respect with my good Scully. I love
it.
Thank you for saying that, because initially you did not start with love. You started with you want me to be drug tested. I have the notes here, sir. Don't think I forgot. I see it here. It's documented, brother. But thank you for the compliment. I appreciate the backslap.
What the kids say today, Fabian? You kept receipts? Kept receipts. That's what they say, right?
He said, you got them text messages from 2 years ago? That's still
2
in your
years
phone?
ago? Man. Yo, real fast.
So,
y'all,
what you thinking, Flea? What on the Kings? What you think out west? They not coming out west and representing the West Coast?
I'm going to get into the Kings for 1 second. Just
Okay.
30 seconds real fast.
Yes.
Y'all platform is amazing. How y'all continue to expand is amazing. I'm a huge fan. I'm enjoying watching the growth and the progression. And I just wanted to say that on screen because we don't always get a chance to show love and encourage one another. So I just wanted to take a quick 30 seconds to say that AllBall, what you're doing is creating a lane for the normal guy, and I love it. Fabian, I see that you behind the scenes, and you the brains behind what's going on, and y'all make a hell of a tandem. And I just wanted to say, I'm very supportive of what y'all doing.
Thank you. Now hold on. Before you go with the Sacramento Kings, let me just reciprocate that. Your platform, what you doing on IG, with your interviews and talking to the players you talking to, and how you conduct all your stuff. Trust me, I watch. You're doing a hell of a job, brother. So I just always want you to understand that as well. If you notice, we love for you to come on. That's why when you come on, we ain't never taking you down. So we just want to let you know the love is appreciated, but it's always the same towards you, my brother. You're doing a hell of a job. And let me just tell you this before we finish. Remember, I just started getting on this. So guys like you, A-game, basketball heads, trust me, I was watching y'all stuff. So I have no problem following the right lead. I take after you, brother. So regardless, I don't care the age, who's older, who's younger. Y'all guys been doing this before me, and I just appreciate the platform that y'all laid out for guys like me. So the love is always supported, and anytime you need anything from us, brother, we here for you. But you're doing a great job as well, and I appreciate you, my dude.
Thank you, my brothers. Thank you, my brothers. This is a we thing, like you said. You had said the other day, if one of us make it, we all make it, and I truly believe that, because if I'm making, I'm reaching behind for everybody that was pushing me to get to the top. So
real quick before we live, first of all, thank you, appreciate all the words.
Absolutely, Fabian, you the dopest, brother.
Thank you, man. Likewise, I can feel the energy. You from Queens? It's a Queens thing. I'm from Flushing, so I'm from the other side. But
I'm from Cambridge Heights, so you know
I got people from Cambridge Heights. Yeah. So listen, first rule in StreamYard: turn your phone sideways, like The Rock used to say. It's a better camera view, I promise you. Boop.
Perfect.
Boom.
Nice. So, so you want to? And hold on a second. We got another guest in the building.
Come on, let's go.
Take a wild guess, AllBall. Take a wild guess who it is.
I'm over guessing. Is it Rockstar
now?
Turbo, my God. Yes,
you know
sir.
what it
yes,
is.
Sir.
Queens and Harlem in the building.
Yes. Turbo, what up?
Rock still in the building.
Fellas, I appreciate everybody. Let's get to these topics first.
Yes,
I want Flea to go first, Turbo go second. Are the Kings the real deal?
Like I was messing with Fabian. I said Fabian needs to be drug tested because he said he got the Kings in the finals. I was being funny because the Western Conference is so wide open, right? I haven't seen the Western Conference like this. I can't even remember the last time that there wasn't a clear-cut favorite, right? And so my only reservations with the Sacramento Kings is their lack of experience. And when I say that, it's there's not a clear-cut favorite, but whoever they see first round, second round, and if they get the opportunity to get to the conference finals, they're going to play teams or play against players that have been through the grind, that have been in the trenches, that will understand what a game 4 on the road, down 5 with 2 minutes to go, what that feels like, right? De'Aaron Fox is the most clutch player in the league this season, but he has not sniffed the playoffs yet, right? And playoff atmosphere is very different than a regular season game on Wednesday in Chicago. It's very different. So I think that they are – Mike Brown is my coach of the year. I think that they are well coached. Only other reservation I have for them is their depth. Like I said, I don't know how deep they go. They don't go, in my opinion, they don't go 9 deep. They go about 6, 7, maybe 8 deep. So I would be interested to see how far they go in the playoffs. I think they're going to do well, but I'm just only guy that's been there is Harrison Barnes, and he's a champion, so that matters. But so that's my take on the Kings.
Got you, Turbo. Your thoughts? Are the Kings the real deal?
I agree with what Flea said, and like you said, Mike Brown is definitely the coach of the year, and like I said, and I said this earlier, and I think I don't know if I got laughed at, but when I said that D'Angelo Fox reminds me of a young with more athleticism, Nick Van Exel. I really meant what I said. Like, he does remind me of a Nick Van Exel, flashy, could shoot. And I was like, he's one of the most underrated point guards. But like he said, I think they can be a dangerous team. To me, the success for the Sacramento Kings, if they can get out of the first round, just like how you said about your Knicks, that's a success. It's a successful season to me.
Okay, well, real Fabian, before you say something, let me ask y'all a question. Remember, because for me, we the real basketball fans, the real basketball analysts, the real basketball commentators, because it's no script. We don't have nothing invested in none of these players or teams. So we all keep it 100% real.
Yeah.
If a team, so when we all ask each other, man, who you think should win a championship? And of course, we used to going with the names. If Kawhi Leonard is there, if Kevin Durant, LeBron. But if a team like Denver and Sacramento all season has been the number 1 and 2 team and has been playing great basketball, why should those teams not be considered the favorites? Why do we always go with the names and not go with the team that has been consistently playing great basketball all season long?
I think really because from the players' perspective, not even just us as guys that love the game and watching,
right?
Even the players will tell you that a Thursday night game in the Garden feels so much different than a playoff game in April or May in the Garden. Like, the players will tell you that it just feels different. So you had mentioned a few minutes ago about how these are the young guys now. So why can't we have confidence in these young guys like we had in Steph Curry, like we had in Kawhi Leonard, all of that? And I have a lot of confidence. They've been able to maintain the top 3 seed in the Western Conference all season long. I may have to do a little backpedaling on it. I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking about Mike Brown and his influence. I'm thinking about the role that Harrison Barnes played. You know what I'm saying? In real time, you might have to really digest
right.
You know what I mean? So Mike Brown has been a finals coach. He coached LeBron his first NBA finals. He was a part of that Golden State team building their defense. So they probably got a better chance than I'm probably giving them. It's just they're going to play a really good team in the first round. They might draw the Lakers in the first round. They might draw Golden State in the first round. They might draw a really good team. So that's my reservation is that. But they got a shot.
I'm glad you mentioned the Lakers and Golden State, because the last several years I've been watching the Kings because of Halliburton. We drafted Obi Toppin instead of Halliburton, so I've been watching them with total disgust because Halliburton has always impressed me. But De'Aaron Fox, I always took a step back and I said, well, he's not really a point guard. It's not working for some reason. I thought he was the issue. It wasn't. It's that they added Sabonis and Malik Monk as the 2 point guards, 2 distributors. They run that offense. Malik Monk comes off the bench. Keegan Murray has been quietly a really good rookie.
Amazing.
Shooting 40% from the field. The fact that Mike Brown is, to me, is not, without a doubt, the coach of the year. A guy who's known for defense primarily has you as the top offensive team in the league damn near. It's them, the Nuggets, and I think Memphis, the top offensive teams in the West Coast. Obviously the defense is top 10 worst or bottom 10 worst in the league. That's not the biggest issue for them. The Sacramento Kings' biggest issue is rebounding. The only one that rebounds is Sabonis. That's why he had 20 yesterday. He had a 20-20 game against the Nets.
Game last night, yeah.
They need one of these guys to go and rebound for them, and I don't think they'll discover that. But if they get that, then forget about it. They're definitely making the championship. They can't beat anybody. They're not beating the Bucks. The Bucks, Giannis had his way with them. They're not going to beat the Bucks or the Celtics. But I don't see why the Suns are a shoo-in. I don't see why these other guys are a shoo-in. And like I said, they play Golden State and the Lakers really well the last 2 years. Really well. The Lakers do not want the Sacramento Kings on their agenda.
Well, thank God Rockstar Mel ain't on here. And,
hey, Ball, did y'all see Boogie kind of making his claim like, yeah, Sacramento's good. Sacramento's doing real good. All that sounded like was help bring me back home. Please bring me back home.
But hold on, stay right there. Let me ask y'all a question. Turbo, you will go first. Some teams like our Knicks, Sacramento, you have an opportunity to do something special. Now, for us, the Knicks, this had nothing to do with them. Sacramento, what Fabian just said with the rebounding, right? Why not just go get Dwight Howard and just have him rebound and play defense? What is y'all opinion on that? Another big body that's athletic, where you literally letting him know you only here to play defense and to help Sabonis on the rebound on the block. What is y'all opinion on that?
If they can do that, then yes. And like you said, their one weakness is that they barely can rebound the basketball. And in the playoffs, when it's slow, when the game slows down, you definitely got to rebound in the playoffs. That's for sure. But I definitely want to give the Kings some shout outs, because all the years everybody's been asking, what's wrong with the Kings culture? And coaching really matters. A lot of people say, well, if you got great players, then you don't need a coach. That's the dumbest narrative I ever heard in my life. And I think with Mike Brown, one thing you got to say about Mike Brown, him being under that Golden State culture, I think he brought that to the Kings, and it worked. Just like Willie Green with the Pelicans, because he came under that he was an assistant coach under that Golden. So they bring in that winning culture that you need. Anytime when you're a part of a winning culture and you go somewhere else and you bring that DNA mentality, sometimes it don't work for everybody. It really don't. Because you see, I hate to get off topic, but with Phil being successful with the triangle offense, and then when his assistant coach goes somewhere else and tries to bring that, it don't work for everybody. So I want to give the Kings and Mike Brown some love, because you can see he got better as a coach, bringing that culture into the Kings. So that's my only
great point. Fleet, give me your opinion on what I just said. People, of course, Carmelo said he officially retired. But when we all used to talk about players that we think still can play, do you think Dwight Howard would help a Sacramento team today?
I thought Dwight Howard showed the NBA that he's ready to take that reserve role. He's ready to be in a position to know you're not going to get your number called during the set. No, we're not going to look to dump the ball down to you and go get us a bucket. But we are going to look to you to defend the athletic big. We are going to look to you to rebound. We are going to look to you to still block shots. You were 4-time defensive player of the year. You could block shots in your sleep, right? So I feel like he showed us that in the bubble, right? He showed us that in Philly. He showed us that in a couple places already. So for me, it's a little confusing as to why he doesn't have a job right now in the NBA. So yes, I do agree. Playing him off the bench in Sacramento would be amazing. I would not have him on the floor too much with Sabonis, because Sabonis has to operate a lot in the paint. You don't want to start clogging things up in there just because Dwight's presence. He's 6'10", he has a presence. So I just feel like, yeah, that would be a great pickup for them. I was being funny a few minutes ago, but I think Boogie would be an excellent pickup for them. Just merely the effect. And I don't even know if we're talking about offensive effect, defensive effect, rebounding, but just a guy who, regardless of what we say, Boogie was amazing while he was a Sacramento King. And he loved to play for them. He never asked out, right? He never asked out. He was never asking for people to, bring people along. Best point guard he had in Sacramento was Isaiah Thomas, Rondo, and they was, what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
maybe just to bring him in and continue that, the light that's lit under them. They got a fire under them right now. Just adding him, not putting him in a position to be successful and all that. We know Sabonis is the man, but they need some bigger bodies in there. Let's just keep it real. They need some bigger bodies in there. Sabonis can't bang down there. He's doing a great job, but he can't bang down there by himself.
Right.
So now we going first round, second round, Western Conference Finals. So 4 rounds. He got to bang down there by himself. I don't know. So that's just my take.
And I'm glad you put it that way, because that's what worries me about them. Sabonis got 20 rebounds against the Nets because he could, but he looked tired. He looked exhausted. Right. And I like the DeMarcus Cousins point, because remember, damn, how bad was it that he got hurt in New Orleans at the peak? Him and Anthony Davis with Rondo at their peak was amazing.
They were going to be scary.
No, they were scary. They were scary.
Listen, they show flashes of the NBA was going, what the hell is this?
Yes.
It was Samson Olajuwon. It was Duncan. It was Duncan Robinson.
They kind of remind me. They were going to be the more athletic version of Zebo and Marcus All. That's how good those two were. And like you said, with the injury, and like he said, he never wanted out at Sacramento. He loved it. He got traded after the All-Star game.
During the game, right after the game,
after the game, because I watched it. I was like, and he was shocked, like what?
Which is why I never was crying over the decision that LeBron made. Like that was always, because things like that happen where you find out you get traded the day after an All-Star game. But the rapid fire topics, which will circle back to this Draymond topic. I'm sorry, the DeMarcus Cousins topic and the Sacramento Kings topic. Draymond's going to get suspended officially today. That's crazy, because that's a week after he said that Dylan Brooks is an idiot, and I get technicals when I want to. Well, congratulations, bro. I guess you wanted to take the Friday off. He looks crazy. LeBron James is not close to returning. They said he was. Brian Whitehorse came on and said that ain't happening. KD did shoot around today, and the GM, James Jones, he did say if the playoffs started today, hey, KD would be playing. So, yeah, they're in the conversation. KD makes the Suns scarier like that. He improves that offense to another level. But again, I think we all agree the West is nothing but the West Coast offense that we always heard of from the 80s. They're just a fast break, shoot around team. But I think the Kings have different dimensions, and it, like you said, it's the rebounding. Like we already talked about, it's the rebounding and how tired is Sabonis going to be at the end of each game and each round.
Yeah, well, let me just say this real quick. Rapid fire. We try to take maybe no more than a minute on a couple of these topics before we get out of here. To me, the kryptonite to all the teams in the West is the LA Clippers. If the LA Clippers is clicking on all cylinders, if Kawhi Leonard is giving you 30 plus, if Paul George is giving you 20 plus, and then you got Zubac, the Morris, twin of them dudes playing defense, and Russell Westbrook can be solid off the bench, my opinion, the kryptonite to Phoenix, to Sacramento, to the Lakers, to Denver is Kawhi Leonard, because we've seen what he did when he was in Toronto. So right now, with the Clippers, of course, I jumped off the bandwagon because you get them, they be up and down. But right now, if the Clippers could continue to play how they've been playing, I'm sorry, they are the kryptonite to everybody in the West.
And Ty Lue's looking like he's back in Don Dropper's good graces. He's looking like he's doing something with Russell Westbrook. They're balancing him out. I think he's one of those coaches that I know we fell out of love with him, but I think the way he managed them, remember, playoff P was a thing 2 years ago when he went to the Western Conference Finals. So we talked about Aaron Rodgers earlier being able to motivate people. I think Ty Lue was able to do that. He was on whatever podcast saying how he motivated LeBron during a championship. Hey, get out! You said you wanted to win, right? Be a legend. I think he knows how to push these buttons, and the experiment is over because now's the time to win. He's proven he could win. You got some of the best players in the league at their best during playoff time. If they're healthy, they are the scary team. They are definitely the scariest team in the West.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Right. I got them. I got them being pretty scary. Ty Lue's a hell of a coach. Let me say that first. Ty Lue's a hell of a coach.
Yes.
He should not be drug tested.
They scary because they go so deep too. They go so damn deep, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you.
They don't even play, which I think is a crime. But Talu doesn't even play Bones Highland yet. He hasn't even figured out. He hasn't even figured out how to play Bones yet. Zubac, I've been watching him. Zubac has elevated his game. Like, not just the guy that's a big body out there, clean the glass up and make it tough for other bigs. No, you got to defend him now. He'll ask for the
very
ball.
underrated.
He'll put his hand up and be
Yes.
And you know what's so crazy that the Lakers traded him to the Clippers.
Yeah,
He was with the Lakers. He was with the Lakers before he went to the Clippers, and they traded him.
Yep.
That was for Rondo?
No. It was for somebody.
That
else.
was.
I don't remember, but
insignificant trade to the Lakers.
But I remember when that trade happened. A lot of the basketball world was upset with the Lakers because it's like, yo, don't get rid of Zubac. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He was young, and now you see when these players get the opportunity, hey man, you see the skill set. So he's a good big man. He ain't, like Flea just made a great point. He ain't just defense and rebounds. He gonna get you 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
I like how he plays on the offensive end.
The Lakers' decision to send Ivica Zubac and Michael Beasley to the Clippers for Mike Muscala.
Right, and Muscala. We don't. Somebody tell me where Muscala is.
Wow,
I just
heard his
name.
He in
he's in the league.
But everybody don't. Where's Mike Muscala? Nobody knows.
Wow.
So
wow.
Mm-hmm. And the headline to this is Jerry West and Clippers brass reportedly laughed at Lakers after Ivica Zubac trade. So I don't believe that.
Come on, of course. Listen, you know, like when you got them new commercials where they be like, that means Jerry West was doing the evil doctor laugh, like we got him. Like, are you?
Because remember, he hates that whole organization right now for what they did. He holds himself to a high standard, and like AllBall said yesterday, that Genie Bus regime. What are they really doing? So. What do you guys think of the Lakers this year? Just to wrap that up.
Yeah, hold on. Wrap it up. Rapid fire. Everybody get a minute. If the Lakers don't make the playoffs, what is the next move? Turbo, you go first. Flea, I go. Then Fabian close out the show. Once again, hold on. Let me ask him once again. If the Lakers don't make the playoffs, what are their next moves? What should they do?
I said this on Talk with Your Boy that it's time. The Lakers have to rebuild. If they can't make the playoffs this year with the rosters and the moves that they make, it's time for them to rebuild. Now, whether you wanted to call that championship, whether it was fake win or whatever, they still got it done. They got something out of it regardless. And that sometimes you got to move on from Anthony Davis. He's a good player. He's gonna probably be a bona fide Hall of Famer. But you got to move from him, and I don't think they're gonna fire Darvin Ham. I don't think it's a fair assessment. And like you said, this was the wrong job for him as a first head coach. If he was coaching like a younger team where he could develop and learn, then that would be we'll look at him totally different. But him coaching a young team, and you know how this media circuit and Lakers fans are, they're not patient at all. So yeah. I think if they don't make the playoffs, I think it's just time for them to trade Anthony Davis and just move on. Just move on. Period.
Okay. Flea, let me hear it.
Run it back. Run it back with what you got right now. You see that you a night and day. The team looks night and day. And after those trades made, Vanderbilt, D'Lo, Malik Beasley, like they're a completely different team. I say you run it back. You're going to get – Braun comes into the season healthy every year. Braun could be 50 years old. He's going to come ready to play, right? Like, he's going to come in shape, focused, ready to play basketball. Now, we're dealing with a 38-year-old LeBron James who gets hurt now, who gets nicks and knacks, who doesn't play through a sprained ankle, who doesn't play through a fractured finger. Like, he's going to take his rest. So my initial thought is – run it back with the team you got right now, because if you get an 82-game season out of this team right here, they're not the 12th seed or the 13th seed. They're in the mix somewhere 1 through 6, right? So I say that, but I'll be honest, my last 15 seconds, Turbo ain't wrong. in terms of at some point you got to start thinking about the future. And the future, in my opinion, doesn't start and end with Anthony Davis. You got to move on from that. That can't be something that you deal with year in and year out. How many games is he going to play? How available is he going to be? We got to low manage this. You got to be an elite team to have to deal with that type of shit. And they not good enough to deal with that long term.
Okay, got you. Both of y'all made great points. I'm going to make mine short and simple. I'm going to go another route. If the Lakers don't make the playoffs, they need to look into firing Rob Pelinka. They need to look into firing Darvin Ham, and they need to look into Jeannie Buss. She's had a horrific time with the Lakers. Without that ring in the bubble, which is a ring, I'm not going to say bubble. We laugh at Dolan and our Knicks, but the Lakers at one time was the laughing stock of the league as well. And they're still continuing to be a laughing stock. So if they don't make the playoffs, Jeannie Buss, I will look into her as far as like, I'm not saying you may have to come down. Somebody else may need that job. We made fun of your brother, but you're not doing no better. Darvin Ham needs to be fired. Rob Pelinka needs to be fired. And I agree with Turbo and Flea. They need to move on from Anthony Davis. But I'm going to throw a caveat in there. LeBron James, can we depend on you to still be our leader, or do we need a bona fide superstar and you play second fiddle? That's an honest question he needs to be asked. I'm sorry, at this age.
He tried to do that with AD. AD seemed like he'd been running from that.
No, I understand. But now I'm saying a bona fide superstar that isn't hurt. We tried it with AD, but I'm saying now, LeBron, will you buy in?
Yeah.
Remember, the fans don't have to know this,
right.
But you have to understand this. Your minutes may have to go down. Your shot selection, your shot, as many shots as you get, may have to come down. Are you willing to do that? So I think the Lakers have a lot of things they need to discuss. Fabian, take us home.
I want to combine your point and Turbo point. It's over for that regime, especially if they don't win, especially if they don't make the playoffs. They have a chance not to get into the playoffs. The position that LeBron James and a lot of these athletes think that they're in, the Michael Jordans and LeBron James of the world, again, I refer to the quarterbacks as presidential. Same thing with them. They got into a position where you better talk to them at the peak of their powers. You have to speak to them when it comes to, hey, can we trade for this player or that player? LeBron took that to the next level. He's basically a general manager. So guess what? In my opinion, the Lakers got to trade AD and LeBron, do a package deal, call Utah because they clearly got a great relationship the way they fleeced whoever and got rid of Russell Westbrook. And I will call Pat Riley, an old buddy. Give LeBron the ultimate karma. You going back to where you left or you didn't want to leave because this guy controls everything because it's over. You can't stay with Anthony Davis there because that means Rich Paul stays there. No way can that happen if you're the Lakers. So that's my opinion. You got to get rid of both of them.
Wow. All right, hold on. Rapid fire. 30 seconds. Flea, you got something on your mind. Get it off your chest. I see it.
I love Fabian. I love that take because it had me thinking. It's like, what's the next? Like you move. Okay, so we all in the agreement, right? Let's be all in the agreement right here. We move on from AD and LeBron, right? Let's say that. Let's say we all agree on that. Then what? Right? Then what? You're not bad enough to where you draft 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're not good enough to where you could just run this back and y'all will be 1, 2, 3 in the West. They like in that in between area, 2 Hall of Famers, 2 top 75 guys, 2 guys that champions, and we don't know if we could go left or right. Like that's a tough spot. Just saying what you were saying about moving them on, packaging them up, putting them in Miami. I was like, oh shit, they do that. Like, what do they do next? They're gonna beat Houston, San Antonio for another couple years. So I just wanted to get that off. My bad, y'all.
Go ahead, Turbo. 15 seconds. I'll let you get in that.
I think that is a good point. And like I said, the Lakers are gonna have to learn how to rebuild at some point. Their oldest ways have got to stop. Their oldest ways of stars want to come here, that's got to stop.
Great
You got to
point.
be like the Knicks and the Celtics. Those are your three biggest markets. And look how the Knicks are rebuilding and being patient. You got to learn how to start over. If you don't know how to start over and you want to keep on with the stars, you're gonna be stuck in the matrix.
Great point, man. Great point.
Hold on. When the next time you going on to you, because I got an issue with y'all with the whole Carmelo Anthony thing and the whole what y'all was talking about
I'll go
the championship, because I got something to say.
Well, listen,
I got something to say.
No, I'll go live tomorrow night. Tonight I got to get some rest. I got to be back to work in the morning, so I'll go live tomorrow night. So got you.
I got something to say. I got something to say, because y'all went a little bit too far, but I got
say no more.
Yo, Turbo, leave it in the comments, bro. We need that pause. We need that for the algorithm, baby. Listen, I'm gonna grab the baton, pass it to AllBall after this, just to piggyback off what you guys say, to add on. That's the reason you can ask AllBall, you know me, for a while now. I didn't want Kyrie and KD on the Knicks primarily because what happens? You ain't ready for the fallout. That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah, the high, if this is gambling, yeah, the high is high, but what's that low looking like? Who do you have in place to reposition everything after it's all said and done? So with the Nets, if you look, Sean Marks is not getting his props. Sean Marks took those two players, got rid of them, and they re-up with Mikal Bridges, Finney Smith from Dallas, and they got a whole defensive core.
Cam Johnson, that young boy, nice too. Don't forget Cam Johnson over there with Bridges from Phoenix.
So combining all your points, again, the Lakers, this is why this is why you're so confused about where the Lakers are going to go, because they don't have a Sean Marks. So I don't know why they were so down on Sean Marks. He built that team to get KD and Kyrie, put him in that position. Then he loses them both, and now they're back in with a core. That's incredible. So the Lakers' issues are going to fall back to what AllBall said from the beginning. Genie's running the show, so this ain't going nowhere.
I'm gonna shoot y'all a message, but I think there's a conversation that needs to be had. You mentioned Sean Marks, you mentioned AllBall, you mentioned Rob Pelinka losing their job. I think we should have a conversation about, do agents really make good GMs, or do we need to get back to the scouts really becoming the GMs? Because these agents, like Bob Myers, looks amazing now. He was a former agent. Bob Myers built this Golden State team, so he looks great. But Rob Pelinka doesn't look like he knows how to do his job, and he was a former agent as well. So I thought that was a great topic. Just wanted to mention that to y'all.
No. But go ahead, Trevor, before we get out of there. What you was gonna say?
Oh, damn, I forgot his name. He used to run with Portland. He was a good he was a agent, and
Kevin Pritchard.
Not Pritchard. No, it was another name. He was always doing some draft. He would always like.
So you know what we'll do? You know what we'll do Monday when y'all come up on the show. We'll make that a topic.
Yeah. Love it.
So that'll be we'll do our three, and then the fourth topic will be that, and we'll stick on that. And that's a great topic. But you know what else we need to realize with that? I don't want to say too much because I want to save it for Monday.
Yeah.
It's not only about like you said, the agent thing. Some of these guys is getting jobs for favors. Remember, God rest his soul, Kobe Bryant is the reason why Rob Pelinka got that job.
He was his agent.
Right. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not even more so if an agent can do the job, it's now the right person to get the job. Don't give somebody a job just because it's a favor, because now, look, I'm being honest, the bubble saved that Lakers legacy, because without that bubble, let's just say you don't win a ring or it's no season. What would we be saying about the Lakers right now when y'all got two of the top? So I don't want to give out too much because we're still here all day. Let's finish this talk. Let's finish this talk Monday. Hey, I'm going to take us home, man. Fabian, Turbo, Flea, AllBall, AllBallTV, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Thursday, Friday, 2 to 3 p.m., Tuesday, 12 to 1, where we just strictly talk Knicks talk. Appreciate y'all guys. Yes, everybody have a blessed day. And you already know, IG Live, YouTube Live, man. We in the building. We on the come up, y'all. Appreciate y'all.
You already know.
Yes, sir.
AllBall.